Hi, everybody. Welcome to this NBA podcast. This podcast, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls struggle this year. In particular, the last game against the Knicks, which is quite weird. I mean, I would expect a team like Chicago to win against, a team like the Knicks. But a little bit about the Knicks. My opinion, the Knicks are not the same team they used to be like a year ago, 2 years ago. Um, it almost feels like with a player like Porzingis and another starter, which is another player which is I'm not sure if he starts or not. Aaron Flalo, which are very competitive. You can't say you really know Porzingis at this point, but you know about his personality if you follow them. But he's competitive, is mature. He goes at it, and with these two players, it's like it almost feels like a change in the atmosphere of the Knicks. From a year ago where they weren't, like competing, and everybody felt like they're like trash. I think there's a better feeling in New York right now about the Knicks, and yeah, they bring it sometime. There's no expectations of them, but yeah, they play nice from sometime. And this game, um, not really anything special. I mean, if you see this game coming up, you weren't gonna, look forward to it. But to a fan like me, I do look forward to it. And let me tell you what I saw from it, which is quite interesting. After this game um, against the Knicks, Chicago fell into the ninth spot from the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. So let me just spill it out again. Ninth spot in the Eastern Conference. Just take a look. I'm gonna say it again and again and again. Um, I know I'm not on air every time. Um, but yeah, the Chicago Bulls roster is pretty good, and I don't want to see them. And know how good they were these last 2 years, and I feel as if aside from the injury to Rose and all that, I think they gotten a lot better. You know, so I read an article in the New York Times about the Bulls play. What they're saying is, what is going basically is you had Tibbs. It was running the team um, from the start. From the start, from where they were, a bad team. They had nothing, just a young team. When he got from Boston to coach Chicago, and he built up a defensive culture there. And what happened is all the time he had problems with the front office. The main thing was playing his players too much, which I criticize him um, myself a lot. I mean, again, look at that roster. You got some nice players. Why not take some slack off your starters and give them some playing time. Yeah, which was most notably in the game against the Hawks where D Rose, got injured, and it was like I think garbage time. The game was theirs, but it was still there. I mean, why not give other people, other players a chance? You know, well, yeah. So this game was a classic example for him. And everybody criticized him to be like, haha, yeah, that's what you do, and yeah, he got injured. So what happened is what is happening in the last 4 years is Tibbs building the culture, um, building the culture. getting this team and having this team in the playoffs every year, which isn't quite that big of an achievement as opposed to the Western Conference, but still, and getting a lot of W's. Like I think about, I think about in his good season like 50 wins a year, and at no point you can say that he had like uh, there were a lot of injuries in Chicago, and I think the only year that he had most of his roster healthy, they had like plus 60 wins and got to the Eastern Conference Finals. So yeah, so the thing with Tibbs in the front office is playing his players too much, and second, his is him being a defensively oriented coach, not bringing his team to have any offense, which is a problem that Chicago shares with Indiana. Both of them were, at that times. I mean, it's not like it's now today because Indiana changes its identity. I mean, yeah, trading, losing Roy Hibbert and all that. They changed their team basically. Now they're just Paul George and a young team. Yep. So they share that problem with Indiana. So as a defensively oriented coach, he wasn't implementing any kind of defense. Most of the time, the offense was no movement. I mean, they most of the time you saw like D Rose and all that playing one on one. I mean, at the end of the shot clock and all that stuff. It's not like you can say it's like a team. It's not like it's OKC, which like you can try to implement it on offense, but you got a player like KD. Every time you just gotta scream for him, let him you know flare out, and just pull up and or screen for him and with just pick for him and all that shit. Yeah, it's not OKC. These guys just they take it one on one and they can do a lot of good stuff with it. I'm not saying the players in Chicago can't do it. I mean, like D Rose, they can't do it, but still, you think I don't think OKC is an organization like Chicago. I give Chicago. I think OKC is a great organization. I see Chicago as a better organization that has better expectations. So yeah, Chicago in his best days, had the triangle offense, and yeah, that's what the front office wants to see. They want to see some offense, and the Bulls weren't bringing it. So what happened is, the last 4 years, I guess, when Tibbs was coaching, everybody knew that Chicago was like one of the best defensive teams in the league, and of course, they fell out offensively. So what happened this year? I mean, this year, of course, they fired Tibbs, got Fred Hoiberg. In that whole trend of bringing rookie coaches, yeah, I mean, Golden State did it. There's a lot of example of successful rookie coaches, so why not? So that's what they did. They fired Tibbs and say, yeah, well, let's bring a rookie coach, and let's do what we need to do and get some offense in this team, because Tibbs already implemented a defense culture in this team. So let's bring it. One and what actually happened is them not being as good as this offensively, of course, which is expected, but them actually being worse offensively, and that's taken into account players like Pau Gasol, the emergence of Jimmy Butler. It's like, and D Rose, coming back to play. D Rose, I think from D Rose played, I think. He plays really good. I think the last 10 games, I think he's averaging like 19 points a game, and you see him attacking the basket and doing all that stuff which he used to do, and he looks pretty good. So that's one. And Jimmy, last games, coming in and out of the lineup, which is what it is. But everybody knows who it is. He's a two-way player. You got Paul Gasol, which is a great post player, great passer, can stretch the floor, very good mid-range shooter. He can protect the basket. He has the length, not necessarily a great pick and roll defender or weak side defender because he's slow footed, but he has length. He gets blocks. He gets these numbers. Yeah, he does that. And yeah, I can go on and on and say how on paper Chicago is, but truth of the matter is they're not bringing it this year, and could be you can say it's the injuries. You can say like there were these rumors, not rumors, but Butler saying about Horberg how he's not tough with him, and how he not goes down on him, like they used to. Uh, they were used to with tips, and now he's like, yeah, he's pointing the finger to Hoiberg, and I know everybody says you can't blame him. That's like one, yeah, of course, but let me just point it out. You can't hire a coach for 1 year. I mean, and expect anything basically. When you hire a coach, you commit, I think, at least minimum like 2 years. You got to commit to him, and commit to his vision and whatever that you brought him, and trust with what he does. But this team right now, I mean, it's kind of disappointing. It's weird because yeah, they got a new coach, and yeah, they need to get it going, but it almost feels like the window is closing on them. Of course, they're not like having 40-year-old players and all that stuff, but they were in and out. I mean, they were pretty much in uh, you know uh, the championship contention these years, and this year is like you know getting the ninth spot. I mean, we're really close to the playoffs, and you're in the ninth spot in the in the Eastern Conference. I mean, what's with it? And as a Bulls fan, it's really hard to see it. It's really hard to see it. Um, Meritage, he played really nice this game. Had 35 points. He was showing it pretty good. Um, he has shown, that he can put up these kind of numbers, but not, of course, consistently. And Porzingis this game, you know, just shown that he can be a really good player if he's, if I think it's a matter of confidence with him, being confident with his shot, because when he's when he's confident with his shot and just goes straight up with it, you just see his mechanics, and he's 7'3". He looks pure. He needs to be confident with that shot, and this game he was confident, and yeah, this dude's he brings a new spirit to New York. And yeah, just it was very nice to see, and Carmelo brought it. Yeah, this game. And yeah, that's pretty much. But the Bulls, the Bulls, what's with the Bulls? We're just gonna have to see what's gonna happen with them. Not sure what's gonna happen. I mean, they're in the ninth spot, and I have no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, really want to see him in the playoffs, but it's just so baffling to see it. I mean, it's just so baffling. I mean, wow. In another note, oh yeah, about the Bulls again. Is it just me, or on games that the Bulls really struggle? As D Rose plays really great, and all that team, is like, so yeah, that's that. And let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo of Milwaukee. And yep, there were a lot of buzz around him playing point guard for the Bucks, and how is a mismatch nightmare. Let me just talk about some about that. Let me just picture a scenario for y'all. Um, I mean, let me replay a play that happened. I mean, this dude, he can take the rebound. He's 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. Takes the rebound, the defensive rebound, goes on a fast break. I think there was like a fast break that this dude, with his length, his speed, he faked out the point guard using Eurostep. The point guard had no idea what's happening. It was Shane Larkin. He was spinning around himself. This dude faked the point guard and just took off to just a crazy slam. There was another play where um, I think um, he blocked somebody. I'm not sure, but he took again. That's what he does. He's really good on the fast break. Puts pressure on the defense. He took the ball on the fast break, and um, I think he faked out Westbrook, and he just smashed it on Ibaka. So this dude finishes over your best defenders. He can rebound, of course, because of his length, and he has the vision. He has the vision to actually facilitate and do some with the ball, not like you know, have the ball, stop with him and the offense dies. He actually do something. It's like him for Milwaukee what Harden does. Harden needs to. Everybody knows Harden needs to hold the ball. He's not selfish. He does what the team needs him to be. That's what they brought Ty Lawson, so he can take the ball from him, and it's like no problem. Everybody knows. Yeah, Harden has no problem giving up the ball. I mean, if you have another ball handler that can create for the team, yeah, of course. So that's what Giannis does for Milwaukee, but with his length and you know there was one play when he was blocking uh Brook Lopez, which is a 7 foot center. He's the point guard blocking your center, faking your point guard, then he's dunking on your best defender like Ibaka. That's quite extraordinary. And yeah, he has a nice form on his J. I see him, if he puts time in it, he can put that J if he wants to. Um, if this dude can stay healthy, he's like 21 or 20. Yeah, he's like a perennial All Star at least. My opinion. It's kind of nice to see a player like him, go at a player like KD. They have a similar play. I mean, similar build. And yeah, when OKC comes to town or vice versa, yeah, it's kind of exciting to see that matchup. I can't compare them because I could say Giannis is a poor man's KD offensively, but this dude is different and he's good. He's special, and I look forward to see what he does. Milwaukee got some nice players, and I want to see him do some with it. Everybody say they were disappointing this year, but I don't think they were disappointing. Maybe I'd say they were overachieving the years they were, you know, surprising. So this year, they're just playing to their talent. So yeah, like what I'm seeing in Milwaukee, I like what I see in Giannis, and look forward to see him develop and all that team. Um, on other note, would really like to see Miami and Cleveland go at it. The playoffs can be a really nice matchup. It was like every year that when playoff time came. Again, going back to Chicago, there were talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers need to match up against the Bulls. They can match up with them and all that stuff. And I think that talk this year is pretty much died. I don't see Chicago having any type of deal. With Cleveland, they're gonna maybe if in any way sort of in any type of way they're gonna get to the playoffs, maybe catch up with them. Maybe get the eighth spot, match up with Cleveland. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a nice series. But yeah, that talk pretty much died. And this is pretty much it. Just a few more things. Um, just saying, Dwight Howard. Um, everybody says he's soft, 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 soft. Yeah, yeah, he's soft to me as well. And it's like this league is like changed so much. Players like him, um, which have a capability to alter shots and be effective defensively. You often see them not even trying. His Orlando days are gone. I mean, the times where it was dominant. Um, he still can do a lot of things for a team, but just you just know he still has these physical tools to do what he did in Orlando. Maybe not in that kind of caliber, but what you don't see in Dwight is the will, the aggressiveness to do it, which is quite unfortunately because you don't have a lot of defenders that can match up with a player like him. So physically imposing is him, which is unfortunate. And this is gonna pretty much wrap this up. This was this day's podcast. Just had something to say about the Bulls, and I think I'm gonna see you guys Saturday. And enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.